What do you say there, Bodie? That was a big old snort, huh? You're sleeping deep, babe. Good morning, Kristen. I know, did you hear that snore? That was pretty intense. That's what I sleep with every night, is that kind of snoring. Good morning, Jamie. Good morning, Kelly. Um, it's crazy, but like when I go and stay in hotels and I don't have the dogs with me, because I have three of them. Gus isn't much of a snorer yet, but he maybe as he gets older he might. But if I'm in a hotel room by myself, it's like hard to sleep because I'm so used to their snoring. It's like sleeping with three 90-year-old men. Good morning, Nate. How are you? So we're gonna do something different today. I'm just gonna get going right in. Once I see Ducky and Jamie's here, so I am no longer sharing to groups. I am asking you guys to do that for me because it takes up too much time in the beginning of the video, and I think that for new viewers, when I'm sitting in silence, they probably get frustrated and leave. So I'm just gonna start sort of change up format a little bit. Jamie and Ducky are gonna be handling some of the sharing that I normally do while on camera. I'm also going to ask my faithful viewers, those of you that love me, those of you that care about me, to please go out into the Facebook world and join some of the spiritual groups that have um, allowed for video uploads, and then share those videos to those groups. So I'm gonna call on some of my faithful people, friends, subscribers, whatever you want to call yourself. My loyals. I was thinking I would like to call you my loyals because you guys tune in every morning. There's a lot of groups out there like Elevated Life TV, which is a small group. There is Psychic Connections. There is International Angels Network. There is Lightworkers Live feeds, which is a key one. There's tons of videos being posted in there all day long. Circle of Light is another. If you guys research spiritual groups, not only will you guys benefit because you'll get more spiritual like memes and stuff in your Facebook feed, which might uplift you throughout your day and keep your vibration high, but it helps me out because it helps to get the message out. I shouldn't be spending my time in the beginning of the video talking about things like this. So we're going to try and get this stuff out of the way by doing it in a different way so that you guys can have my attention right out of the gate. We can get to the reading. It can be more concise, and people get the information that they need quicker. Okay? Thank you for sharing, Jamie Taylor. Thank you. Great idea and good morning, says Jennifer Nichols. Well, good morning to you too, my dear. I hope you have your cup of coffee and you are ready. I am learning my Instagram. If you don't know about my Instagram, please follow. I've been up since 6 this morning studying Instagram videos and hashtagging my little heart out. So check out my Instagram. I've been learning how to load up to my story. I didn't even know I had a story. I knew I had a storied past, but not a story so much. So who knew? So I'm practicing with that. So there's going to be some adjustment periods. You guys will have to get used to those things, but I know that you guys will be cool with it. You've always have been cool with no matter how messy or wonky my broadcasts are. So I appreciate it. But yeah, so there's that. So I'm going to just introduce myself. You know it. Tag the tarot artists and writers on Insta as well. That's what I've been doing, and they've been friending me. Jen Nichols just says, you know it. Tag the tarot artists and writers on Instagram as well. And some of the tarot creators have actually followed me back. Some of the decks that you're gonna see, some of the independent decks that I'm gonna unveil and unbox, and then put into the running for future decks to be used during the daily forecast, those people are actually following me and watching me. They've subscribed to me on YouTube and stuff like that. So I'm kind of hoping that their decks win because They're totally following. They're paying attention, people. But I'm going to utilize those decks for different things. Like when we do the charm nights. Speaking of which, there will be a charm night Friday tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday night. I will post to Instagram, which will post to my business page on Facebook. All that information. It will start at 7:30 Central Standard Time. Let's get into introductions for those of you that might be new. I don't see very many new people coming in, but that's okay. My name is Dan. This is Engelgeist. This is my channel. Look at it like a spiritual weather report. Basically, I am your spiritual meteorologist. This is my tag. I am using this on Instagram. You guys can feel free to use this when hyping me on Instagram. If you want to talk about what a great reading it was today on Engelgeist channel, tag, hashtag spiritual meteorologist, blah, blah, blah. I'm the only one using the tag, but I would love to build it around me and sort of have it as being my own. Just as something that stands out. Hence, why my name is Engelgeist too, of the business, because it has significant meaning because it has my last name, but it also is a little bit weird, kind of like Google, or when Yahoo first came out, everybody was like, what the fuck's Yahoo? Everybody's probably like, what the fuck is Engelgeist? Like, maybe you don't even pronounce it right. Well, it's me. So that's why I want to stand out. So use those hashtags when hyping me. If you do hype me on Instagram, I don't even know how one would hype me on Instagram, but if you could, please, I would appreciate it. Hype, hype, hype. It's all about the hype. Get hyphy. So I put up a new post on Instagram this morning. I put up two. One was a practice, which was a picture that I posted previously of Gus yesterday. And then one was a post about yesterday's reading, which I have to post the photo first, and then I add it to my story, and I add little GIFs and all sorts of stuff, and I didn't know I could do that. I didn't even know I could location tag. I am learning, Jen Nichols. So when you and I actually come together, I might actually understand some of the stuff you're going to teach me. Good morning, Ducky. Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Pat. So good morning, Nancy Mowbray Beauty. I like the end there. I love it, love it, love it. Somebody's working her business. That's totally fine. So I'm learning and it's fun. It's been a creative process. I don't know, another little aside too. God, I just ramble. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep these short and concise because what I'm learning from watching videos is short and concise is really the key, although you want retention. So I hope I have retention with you guys, which I love you for it. Thank you so very much from my bottom of my heart. You guys are my guys, or my girls, I should say. My ladies, my loyals, and I love you all for it. Because without you, none of this, I'm gonna get sad. None of this would be possible. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. The fact that you guys tune in every morning really blesses me, and I'm grateful for that in a big, big, huge way. So, what was I going to say? We have the Charmings tomorrow night and Saturday night. I did put up a new unboxing yesterday on the YouTube channel. You can check that out. These are just things that are going on. I'm going to try and start, my cat has to go to the vet today. But Sven has some eye thing going on. It's really gross, and he's like, his cute factor has fallen. So I've got to get him to the vet immediately. And then I'm going to take him to the vet for the eye thing, and then I'm going to try and start the tarot for this month. And I need to learn about thumbnails. I had a meeting with a YouTube creator yesterday online, and she was talking to me about thumbnails and how I need to learn thumbnails. And so I'm gonna, aside from the ones that I chew, which you guys see on video all the time, so I am gonna do that today in the afternoon, hopefully. So keep a lookout for that. I'm gonna release the signs as quickly as I can for the month of October. I would love to get them all out and done before October 1st. I don't know if they will be thumbnailed correctly, but we will see. I'm gonna make an attempt at it. Because they say that thumbnails help to grab the attention of viewers who don't know who you are. As to who I am, my name is Dan Geist. This is Engelgeist. I've said that, but I'm going to say it one more time. This is like your morning forecast. This is a forecast for the collective. This is a card that we pull, a thought for the day, an idea that we might want to look at that Spirit guides us towards so that we can better be suited to go out and enjoy our day and have maybe a more productive experience or a more, I don't know, even just a validated experience. So the deck that we're working with is the Literary Witches Oracle, which was a gift from Jen Nichols from my Amazon wish list. That's located on my business page. If anybody's interested in supporting the channel in that way, feel free to go there. You can certainly purchase a deck from there, have it sent to me, and I will unbox it on YouTube, and then it will become part of, the many pick-a-cards and readings and things that will be going on the channel. The other thing I would like to start doing in the group that I've learned is that the group, I need to engage you guys, my loyals, into understanding what it is that you guys want. Like what sort of content. I know that you guys have always been supportive and great about it and have never really complained much, but if there's anything that's lacking or that I'm not doing, I need to know that from you guys. So please, I will start a conversation, maybe a poll or some sort in the Engelgeist group so that we can get that sort of information across to me, so that if there is something that I'm missing, or if you guys have some great idea that I need to be tapping, I can tap that and start creating content for that. Okay? Today is Friday. Today is not... Oh, is it Friday? Oh my god! I thought it was Thursday. Alright, so it's tonight. Shit, then I don't know. I gotta get the cat to the vet soon. Alright, let's do our 3 breaths. I got so down the rabbit hole on Instagram at 6 a.m. this morning. Okay, today is Friday. Tonight I will be on at 7:30 Central Time to do some charming and some free card pulls. The charmings will cost $25. It's a little bit cheaper than booking a private charming with me, but that's available to you. Let me put the link in there. There we go. The link is in there if you want to pre-book a reservation. I only take about 6 or 7 of them, and then I read cards in between for newer members and that sort of a thing. So that's available to you. That will be tonight and tomorrow night. And then I think that's it. So let's do our 3 breaths really quick. We breathe deep through the nose, exhale through the mouth, inhaling positive energy, exhaling old, outdated energy, anything that doesn't belong to us. Plant our feet firmly on the ground and bring our attention back to our body. Sometimes what helps me to do this a lot of times now in meditation is I put my hand, it doesn't matter which hand, but I just put a hand over my heart just to kind of touch my body and remind my body that it's loved. I think that as a rule, I tend to forget to do that. I've spent most of my life avoiding my body. And so getting centered on that, and each time when we hold the breath at the top of the breath, we will then release, and we thank first the body, then the mind, then the spirit. So we just do that to get centered and bring ourselves into more present moments so that we can hear the message from spirit this morning. All right, if you want to join me, please close your eyes and let's take in that first breath. Breathe in deep into the belly. Bodhi's already breathing, you can hear him. All right, ready? And inhale. And release, thanking the body for all that it does for us, picturing it in perfect health and in perfect strength. Let's take in that second breath. And release, thanking the mind for all that it does for us, all the problem solving and all the inspiration it gives to us, and picturing it in perfect health and at peace. And let's take in a third breath deep into the belly. And exhale, releasing all of that air. Thanking the spirit for all of its gifts and support that it gives us, whether we're aware of it or not. Picturing our spirit in perfect strength, health, and peace. Okay, welcome guys to Friday. What day is it? The 27th of September. Sorry, I'm off by a day. I will be ready for you tonight. Okay, well then maybe I won't get to the horoscopes today. We'll see. So let me ask Spirit for a card for Friday, September 27th. Spirit, may I please have a card for the collective? For those that not only are watching now live, but those that may tune in later today or anytime in the future. What is the message that you would like to convey to us? What is the energy we're dealing with? What would be for our highest good? Let's see what Spirit has to say. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm supposed to say that. If you are new to me and you hit the subscription button, please hit the bell on either the business page or YouTube so that you get notified anytime I do a video of any type. That way you won't miss a live event, a forecast, a charming event. Those would be the opportunities where free card pulls happen for new viewers. Jamie Taylor says her son is using the breathing before work now. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Get it. That is amazing. So the cards feel good. They feel there's no major resistance that I'm feeling from them. I feel like they feel sort of smooth, like today will be a good Friday. And not like the biblical kind that they practice in church. Or it could be, if you want, if you like biblical stuff. If you want to know your Friday in a biblical sense, that's fine too. But it just feels like a good Friday. Like the energy feels productive, no major, struggle, unless, that's what we're out there seeking and looking for. Thank you, Spirit. Interesting. Okay, let's put the card up. I'm going to flip the camera, guys, and get out my trusty pointer. And here is your energetic forecast. So here's the card for today. The card is Apple. And when I think of this card, or when I look at this card, the first thing that I think, or the first word that comes to my mind is nourishment. Taking care of oneself, feeding oneself. I think of an apple a day keeps the doctor away, right? And I love that we have this small little leaf here on the apple. Like there's growth to be had still. We might think that we're full, or that we're done growing, or that we are what we are, and it's kind of like we're complete, or we're whole, and we're not going to change, we're an apple. But no, that this leaf signifies that no, there's always something new to be learned. There's always something new to be sort of to grow towards, right? That's what that leaf is saying to me. I love also too, this is making me think of the fact that not only is it nourishment or taking care of oneself maybe at the body level, but I also feel like there's something about the apple skin. Like I feel like we are protected. We know who we are today. We are able to be, I don't know, what's the word? Not necessarily proud of ourselves, but be sort of like believe in ourselves and 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 be okay with who we are, what we are. Um, we're allowed to put ourselves first, if that makes sense. And the part of the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm hearing the phrase A is for apple, meaning like when you're learning the alphabet, A is for apple, like it's first in the alphabet. And so Spirit is telling me that we're allowed today to put ourselves first. We're allowed today to nourish ourselves. We're allowed today to allow ourselves to grow and be aware that we don't have to stop our growth at any given point and say, oh, I'm just this. I don't become anything more than this. No, there's always opportunity for something new to happen, or for something new to be brought in. We can nourish ourselves. We can feed ourselves. It makes me think of the phrase, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. We can care for ourselves and love ourselves on all levels, not only just physical, but spiritual and emotional and mental, and be okay with that, right? For those of you that might sort of be struggling, where this card then goes for me, because I feel like there might be a message for those of you. I know it's funny, some of these cards have very dual meanings, But for those of you that might be struggling, confused, resentful, stagnant feeling, angry, aggravated, or you're saying, like, who is this guy telling me to nourish myself? Like, fuck you. If you're feeling that way, this takes me to the apple in sort of, fairy tale lore of what is the poison? Where do you feel like you were wronged? Where do you feel like the situation looked like it was going to be good, that it was bright and shiny, and you took a bite and you feel like you got lost? Where did you get lost in maybe the trusting of another? Or to me, like what I want to say, or what I'm being guided to say, is take that power back. Take that strength back for yourself. Become whole again, like this apple. Don't allow those experiences from the past that maybe have poisoned your sense of self, or your belief in yourself, or your trust in others to dictate to who, like to you, who you are and what you're willing to experience. Does that make sense? Similar to like what we saw yesterday in the wall. There was some of you that were building from a strong foundation, and maybe quite possibly there was some of you that were hiding from fear behind a strong wall. This apple says to me, some of us have experiences in the past where maybe we've bitten the forbidden fruit, right? And we've brought ourselves about experiences that maybe hurt us, or tarnished us in some sort of way. But this apple also says to me in a positive light that it's all about perspective. It's all about our intention. If we choose to look at ourselves as whole, nourished, and growing, we can change that. We can shift that perception and be like this apple. Be shiny and bright. The other thing that makes me think about this, that this apple makes me think about, and it's not necessarily in this card, but my mind's eyes saying the color red, and it brings me to the base chakra, which is the root chakra, which is all about sort of survival and grounding. Ground in who you are today. Ground in the purity and the simplicity of who you are and what you want to learn, how you want to grow, what you want to be, where you want to nourish yourself, and allow yourself that from a very simplistic place. Everybody's entitled to that, and so give that to yourself. Give yourself that opportunity to just ground in the simplicity of, this is what I want, this is what I'm worth, this is how I deserve to be nourished. I'm going to provide that to myself, and watch if there isn't some sort of growth from that sort of experience, from that place of grounding and letting go of anything in the past that maybe I don't know why, but I'm feeling like, things where we trusted, or we thought they were gifts, or we thought that it's sort of the phrase wolf in sheep's clothing. Like, I feel like there's some of you out there that feel like, no, when I was feeling whole and good, that's when somebody came up and ruined it for me, or took it out from under me, or, if those are the beliefs, we need to sort of let go of those, and grow out of those, shift the perception around those, and become whole again, like this apple is. Okay? So, I think that we have the opportunity here to be fruitful today. Get it? Fruitful. We also have the opportunity to grow today. It doesn't have to be massive amounts of growth, right? We don't have to like push ourselves so hard. We can just be who we are. Be simple. Be like the apple. Be full of ourselves, or like sort of okay with who we are in our simplicity. Allow ourselves to grow, and know that we can nourish ourselves, that we deserve to be nourished, that we deserve to be appreciated, that we deserve to be first in our world every once in a while, right? And also ground in that. It brings me back to that red color, that red and the sweetness of life, right? Like, think about that. Like, when you bite into a good, crisp, sweet apple, makes me think of like how wonderful that can be. So like, maybe go out into the world today on this Friday. Thank you very much, Ducky. Go out into the world this Friday, and take a bite out of it like you would a really wonderful, red, delicious apple. Don't fear it. Don't allow situations in the past where you maybe tried to take a bite and it didn't quite go right or whatever. Don't allow those things to dictate to you that you can't have that today. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. That's what I'm getting from this Apple card. So, I said Apple card, not Apple cart. So, actually, now that I think of apple cart, isn't there that phrase about, all it takes is one bad apple to spoil the entire cart? That makes me think of our thoughts. All it takes is one bad thought to spoil the entire cart. So maybe that's a message for somebody out there too. What are we thinking today? Be conscious and aware of what we're thinking. Oh, I like pointing this to my forehead. This is the first time that I've done this, but it feels really nice. Oh, I might just sit around. Screw from Sven. I'm not going to the vet. I'm just going to sit around and do this all day. Yeah. So, be conscious of your thoughts today too. For some of you, because one bad thought can spoil the whole bunch, so to speak. So that makes me think of that, or in like spirit is also bringing that message through with this apple card today. Is like. Uh, don't let one nasty thought disrupt your entire day today. I have a feeling this being just the simplicity of this apple and this with this leaf, which signifies growth, that it's going to be a very simple and beautiful day for most. And I think that that's good. And revel in that. Nourish yourself. Put yourself first. Enjoy your day. Take a bite out of it with gusto. And value yourself. Know that you have the capacity. Like this, the phrase that keeps going through my head too is, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away." You have the capacity to heal yourself. You have it within yourself. This apple is telling me that we have the capacity within ourselves to heal ourselves, as long as we don't, entertain those bad apples, right? Because they'll ruin the whole cart. So don't let them. Kristen Ravello says, "I probably won't be on for the live tomorrow because me and Andrea are going to hang with some wolves in the morning, but we'll be here for the charmings. Have a good day, everyone." Awesome. What, like live wolves, or like are you talking about some boys you date, girl? That's what I want to know. So that's the message for the day. Let's look at the grounding stone. I hope you guys like the grounding stone. I'll put up a poll about whether or not you guys are enjoying the grounding stone. But the grounding stone, for those of you that might be new, are a bag of stones. Every time I pick up this bag of stones, I think it's dumb like a bag of rocks. Anyways, a bag of stones so we are actually changing that phrase because there is wisdom in this bag of rocks, right? So we're gonna pull a stone that goes with this card that Spirit wants us to sort of reflect upon or ground in today, because this apple is red and it is about grounding. What does Spirit want to add to this message for us to ground into today? So this rock today, the stone today, is friends. So how would I interpret this? I would say be around the people you love today. Let them appreciate you. Nourish yourself. Put yourself first. But also allow yourself to be sort of like, I think of this, like when I think of the apple, it's like bright and shiny, and everybody, most everybody likes apples. I mean, there might be one or two of you out there that'd be like, "Fuck apples, I hate apples." But I don't know very many people that don't like apples. So allow yourself to go out and be fruitful. Be with your friends, ground in your friends tonight. If it's a Friday night, you've got some social plans, go out and play with them, have fun. Um, uh, if it's whatever it is, just allow people to appreciate you for what you are. Not only nourish yourself, from a place of abundance, like fruitfulness and healing, but also share that with your friends and watch that be mirrored back to you. Watch that be reflected to you. As you ground in your own self-worth, your friends can better appreciate and acknowledge that in you. They are the people that will best acknowledge that for you when you can't, or when you can't see it. So allow them to bring that out in you if you're struggling to find it. And if you're not struggling to find it, and you can be as abundant as this card feels to me today, then let your friends see that. Maybe that abundance will rub off on them, or maybe they need to see that from you so that they can find it for themselves. Okay? But I think that they will bring you the perspective of focusing on them, the people you love, and the love that you have with them. It's going to allow you to shine a little bit more, and is it going to allow you to appreciate not only them but yourself a little bit more. And the funny thing is as I'm saying that, I'm totally getting a third eye picture of, you know, that image of when we bring an apple, the student brings the apple to the teacher. It's sort of saying to me, like, if we bring our best version of ourselves to our friends and vice versa, we help them to be the best version of themselves. So maybe allowing ourselves to be seen through that might help us to appreciate that within ourselves. It also could have a, you know, for those of us that do see it and don't need to have it be mirrored back to us, we might be mirroring it for somebody that we love. And in doing that, we allow them to sort of find their shine and find their abundance and find their fruitfulness. Okay? So that's the thought for the day. That's the forecast for today. Let me know, you know, like, share, comment, subscribe. At the end of the day, I would be so appreciative if somebody came back to me and said in the comments on this video, so here's my Apple moment. I want to explain it to you and explain to me, how did this apply? Did it make sense? Were you able to find time to be with friends? Were you able to nourish yourself? Was there a moment, even if it was for 5 minutes, where you put yourself first today? Were you able to ground in that? You know, let's see if we can actually apply some of the things that we meet here to talk about in the morning throughout our day. Because that's the whole point of this, is it's a forecast for us to, for something to look forward to, for something to focus on, for something to ground into. Okay? So thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate each and every one of you, both new and my loyals. I appreciate you guys the most. And I will be back tonight at 7:30 Central Standard Time to do a charming. Ducky, please message me and remind me so I don't forget. I have to go get the cat to the vet. And I will see you guys. Actually, you know what? It makes sense that Friends comes up today because we do have the charming event tonight. So we will be amongst friends if you tune in for that. All right, and I will talk to you guys later tonight. All right, thank you for tuning in. Follow me on Instagram at Engelgeist333 if you're not already. All of my contact information is here. Private readings are bookable too if you're interested. You can message the business page at Facebook. You can join the Facebook group if you'd like. I am going to say this. I am going away the 6th to the 11th. I will be sort of available. I'm taking my computer with me and I'm going to try and do the daily forecasts. But I don't know that I'm going to take on private readings, because if I am, they would only be during the night, because I'll be in classes during the day. So if you were thinking about booking a reading, you may want to do it before the 6th, because between the 6th and the 11th, I think I'm going to not take privates for a moment while I go study in New York. All right? So that's that. Thank you for tuning in. You guys have a great day. And I will see you later tonight. All right, I'm going to sign off now. Bye-bye.